Hey there, hey, and thank you for tuning into this Monday pod of Born to Be a Star. Today is another day and another opportunity for you to recognize your star power. And it's the beginning of the week. And dude, something about Monday. I don't know. I don't really think Sunday is preparation for Monday because Monday is like doom to life. How do you guys feel about the idea of working 4-day work weeks but getting paid like 40 hours to work them? I think that that's reasonable, but that's never going to happen where I live, but it's just a thought. Um, Anyways, today is another day and another opportunity for you to recognize your star power, to look in the mirror and reflect on where you've been and where you're going to. You're learning to love the reflection that you see. Now, sometimes you look in the mirror, you might love the way you look. Sometimes you look in the mirror, you might think, dude, my hair. Like, I've been feeling like that. Like, I don't know. I still didn't get this new flat iron thing that I bought. It still hasn't gotten delivered yet, and I'm just waiting every day to see if it comes any moment now, but we'll wait and see. Today is and was a great day. It's Monday. It's the beginning of the week. We've got many days ahead to look forward to. I had a great weekend. I enjoyed spending lots of time with my husband, as always. Tomorrow we have the day off and we're going to have lots of fun together. And I'm going to go enjoy the gym because my gym is getting fixed. Lots going on there. But this isn't about me. This is about the world that we're talking to. So today is another day and another opportunity to start the day off by saying to yourself, yes, I can have a great day. Yes, I can try something new. Yes, I can change my mind. Yes, I can do things differently. Yes, I can decide I want to start anew. Maybe you want to join a new book club. Maybe you are ready to proclaim your desire of joining a new gym or getting new sneakers or changing up your house or welcoming a child into the world or working on that. Maybe you want to change your favorite color or you want to learn how to knit, sew, crochet, or design something. Maybe you want to paint a room over. Maybe you're ready to move from the state you live in to an entirely different one. Maybe you want to change your major at school. Maybe you're sick of your career and you want to do something different. Maybe you don't like your car anymore and you're ready to go buy a Tesla because you kind of like the functionality of it. Or maybe you don't want a Tesla. Maybe you want a BMW. Maybe you don't want a BMW. Maybe you want a Nissan. I don't know why you'd want a Nissan, but maybe you want a Volkswagen. Maybe you want to get an RV and you want to drive around the United States of America. Or you want to get on an airplane at the airport and travel to any place around the world. Outside of places you probably don't want to go to, I gotta honestly tell you, be careful going to Russia. Be careful going to a lot of countries. Just be careful. But regardless of those things, right? All those things that you can say yes you can to. Learning how to play the drums, the cello, the violin, the piano, any of those things. We should be looking for ways to say to ourselves, yes we can. Following the idea of yes you can is the idea of never giving up. When we think of the idea of never giving up, we should be reminded of John Cena and everything that he did. Also, that life is difficult, bad things happen to good people, and there's no real preparation for the bad things happening, right? Like, yeah, it's not fun. Yeah, it probably did suck. And even though that's the case, you have to find a way to persevere through the difficulty. I was listening to a podcast earlier today, and they were talking about the idea of manhood and the idea of family and culture and the idea of strength and duty. And it just led me to be reminded of the idea of never giving up. There are men and women all around the world that sacrifice everything to protect others. Those that are nurses, doctors, in the Army, the Reserve, the National Guard, I'm talking about America now, the Navy, the Marines. These men and women put their lives aside to protect others. The firefighters and the police officers getting shot, showing up in the wrong places at the wrong time and their lives being taken. They sacrifice a lot to protect people. And when I think about everything that they endure, I'm reminded that I can't give up because I have to be the foundation and the backbone and the cement for them. I've got people in my family that are nurses. I know people that are police officers, and my best friend is in the Army, right? I guess I'm sort of an Army brat within itself because I have a bunch of brothers that have been in the Army, and my dad is a veteran too. It's pretty much instilled into me. We can't give up because things are difficult. I know we want to. I know hearing the doctor say one thing, hearing something not happen the way you want it to might be difficult. Your life changing lanes and changing pace on you without no indication it's going to happen is not fun. But we have to get through these difficult times together, and we have to persevere through the difficulty. Just because it didn't happen the way you wanted to, just because your story is different, the road is turning a different path, just because things aren't happening the way that you wanted them to, does not mean you stop. You still fight. We still have to persevere through this together. We have to get to the opposite side of this negativity and this horror. And the only way we do that is by going through it together. Sometimes we have to endure the bad to get back to the good. And that's every day, man. We're just all living in this gray shade together. And we're always learning, and we're always growing, and we're always discovering something new. But let's do it understanding what we're fighting for tomorrow. Let's move this into the next stage, which is why not today, because we all know that procrastination and indecisiveness is death to life. Taking more than 5 minutes to decide if the dishwasher is not working is insane. You want to use the dishwasher. Who wants to wash dishes by hand in 2025? I don't know. You recognize some weird mark on the wall, you need to get some paint. If it's in your bedroom, the kids' room, the office, the dining room, the bathroom, the basement. If it's in any of these places, you need to go to Home Depot, True Value, or Lowe's, and you need to find some paint, and you got to figure out a way to paint over it. And I know you might be thinking, this is going to take forever. And I know you might be thinking, why do I have to do this? But if you want it done correctly, then you're going to have to paint it. If something's going on with your washing machine in your basement, then you might want to have somebody look at it. And if there's a noise going on with your car, then you might need to contact your mechanic. If we do not organize our life and prioritize things, nothing will get done. We have to be 5 to 10 steps, 10 to 20 steps ahead for things not to be surprises and for life not to slap you in the face. And if you don't do that preparation, you're never going to get anything done. The idea of why not today is not putting off today for tomorrow, because we can't control time, we can't buy it, and we can't stop it. If we don't do the things today, we might not have tomorrow. It's just that simple. We are not promised to wake up tomorrow, so let's take advantage of the time we have today. Tell your mom you love them. Tell your husband, tell your wife, tell your kids. Appreciate these moments, these seconds, because it can all be taken away from us in an instant. And when your mom's gone, when your dad's gone, when your husband and your wife, they're not there, and you're without these people that you love, you're going to wish you had that 5 seconds back, that 5 minutes back, that phone call back that you didn't take. You're going to wish you had it. Because when you can't call them anymore, that's got to be the worst feeling in the world. So why not today is pushing us to recognize we can't control time. Let's get to the tea, though. It's Monday. And what kind of tea do we want to try today? I say let's not do our usuals. Let's go with a raspberry tea. It's, decent weather. I guess it's spring or something. So we're asking, we're going to drink this tea iced. No sugar. Let's sip it. Ooh, it's good. I do like raspberry. The flavor of raspberry is very tasty. Let's get to the tea, y'all. Let's dig into the tea. So, Sipping the tea, sipping the tea, sipping the tea for you and me. We're sipping the tea. Sipping the tea. So let's get into the tea. So we've been having some very interesting conversations over, the past couple weeks, talking about life and experiences and things that happen, good or bad, happy or sad, and moments that you control and moments that you can't control. And it's been a very interesting conversation. We've talked about fashion and retail and how things are closing and AI and things are going one way and we can't stop it or fix it. So this brings me to my conversation, because I was listening to a podcast today where it was talking about technology and what's going to end up happening with AI, which we're going to talk about later in the conversation with Star Watch Talk. But I randomly went on Google last week and I noticed that JCPenney is closing its door fully in some states in the United States, not where I live, but in some middle western part of the country. And that leads me back to the Death Star called Amazon. The other day I needed something and I ordered it on Amazon and it got delivered to me in a day, right? If you order before like 6 o'clock, you can have it delivered like the same day. So it got delivered literally like maybe a couple of hours after I did it. If you wait till I think after 7 or something, it gets delivered the next day. The immediacy of Amazon, the ability to be able to navigate directly in a remote-like setting and not have to deal with going somewhere. I think we're going in a different direction with retail. And I don't think that the brick and mortar is ready for it. People are busy. We're living in a different time where remote and hybrid and people wanting to be around their family more and people not wanting to indulge with parking lots and that environment anymore. COVID ruined it, right? People recognizing that they could basically do everything on Uber Eats or DoorDash or any of the things where you can have like a yearly membership and get shit delivered. That kind of ruined it. And because of that, we're not going backward. We're not going to before 2020. We've talked about this so many times. Unfortunately, people like comfort. They like simplicity and they like easiness. They don't like difficulty and they don't want to be bothered in situations that irritate them. I can definitely tell you from prior experiences not that long ago, being in the store, being in an environment with people where they're not actually helping you, they don't have any communication skills, and your presence in a retail environment is irritating to them, doesn't convince me I want to go to a store. I used to love the store, dude. I used to go in Forever 21 all the time. I used to go in Nordstrom all the time. I used to go to Nordy Rack all the time. I used to always be in a store. I did. And I don't know why or how, but it just became irritating to me. I switched my hair salon, my nail salon, everything I did, I took it out of that environment and I put it in a different environment because I just didn't want to be around retail. Retail, in some ways, is decaying because the people that are in it, I don't know if they know what they're doing. If you don't have a customer base and you're not intriguing them to be there, then you have wanderers. And I don't know if that's a good thing. At some point in the future, the idea of going into a store is going to be unfamiliar to kids. But being cheap isn't always good. Buying shitty products, buying things that are bad quality isn't a good thing. When I think of cheap, I do think of like retail stores and stuff like that, like the quality. And I'm questioning myself, how I was obsessed with Forever 21. Because I look back, I just threw out this leather jacket that I got from there, and all of the leather had come off the damn sleeve of the jacket that I bought. And I don't know how much I spent, like 100 something on it or whatever. Granted, that was a long time ago, but it was completely shredded. And I threw it out, and I was kind of irritated because I really liked it. But I got rid of it, and it just makes me feel like I spent a lot of money on that shit, and it did not last. And I could have, like, not spent my money on that. So now when I go to buy something leather or something, I'm definitely never getting it from Forever 21 again. Probably even wasn't even real leather, but it definitely cost the price of a real leather jacket. So I just assumed it was. Clearly, I got ripped off, but we shouldn't be spending our money on shitty things in these shitty retail environments, because then we're going to get shitty retail quality. And that's bad. The retail nightmare is they have all these people in these stores that don't communicate, don't talk to people, can't do their jobs correctly. And then they create this environment where they almost have an attitude that you're in the store. These stores can't exist without a customer to shop in them. So I'm kind of unsure of how this is exactly supposed to work. You go into a grocery store and you realize that the fucking cashiers are on their phone texting people instead of doing their job. And I worked at Target, dude. I've worked in the front end, the back end, all the ends of the store. I know it inside and out. I worked in the electronics department. I know it like the back of my hand. I've worked in retail settings in different job categories. I understand the environment quite well, actually. And I gotta tell you, I'm not an inconvenience because I need to ask you a question and you work in the goddamn store. And the idea that I am an inconvenience because I'm asking you questions and I'm irritating you to make you do your fucking job leads me to think, why are you working here? This is the reason I don't like going into the store, and this is the reason I try to avoid it. This is the reason why I do want to use apps like Uber and DoorDash and the other app where you could just buy all your groceries off of it. Or I'm considering getting Movado, or I'm considering getting like food delivery. That's why I'm seriously taking into consideration switching over to Valo for meals every week, whether it be 4, 6, or 8 or whatever. I don't really want to go to the store. I don't even care if the food is like pre-made. I don't care. I don't like being in an environment where I'm made to feel like I'm a problem because I'm asking you a question or I'm there. I don't want anybody looking over me like I'm trying to steal shit because I'm not. And I don't like the fact that these fucking people that work in these environments, these shitty people that are cashiers or at a customer service desk, have the audacity to have attitudes to people. And I'm not with it. I already know I don't have any patience, and I know I'm not a nice person when I get irritated in a retail environment. So for me, I just need to avoid it just because it's going to end one way. I'm going to end up cussing somebody to fuck out, and it's going to be a bad experience for them. And I'm going to cuss out everybody, and then I'm not going to be able to go to the store anymore. So to avoid that, I just primarily buy everything online, and I avoid it in all... Like, I try to avoid it in all ways. Just because... Why? Why is this an environment where... Oh, Instacart. Why is this an environment where I have to feel bad because I'm asking you a question? Why is this an environment where I have to feel like I did something wrong because I'm asking you where something is and you can't answer my fucking question? How do you not know where something is and you work in a retail store? Now, I know it's 2025 and the majority of people don't go into stores, but every time I have an experience when I'm in one, it's some sort of debacle where I'm seriously wondering why I even bothered. I think I'd rather pay a delivery driver to go for me and avoid it in all regards, just so I don't have to deal with the incompetence. We are in this like techie, remote, hybrid setting. And I'm really starting to feel like the less time I have to spend parking my car and going into a store, either with or without my husband. He thinks when you're in a store, you should go to a person to get checked out because they're there and they're getting paid to do the work. And when you go to self-checkout, you're doing the work for them. I'm thinking about the fact that I have to stand behind some coupon person or somebody with a debit card issue where they can't figure out how to enter something in and I'm stuck. And I don't want to be involved in that. And half the time when I go to a person to get checked out, there's not a bagger there. So I end up having to bag it anyway. So I just feel like, what's the point? And I just go to self-checkout. I don't want to deal with it. Now, to each is their own. But my point about retail is this. It's going one way, away. And it's only going to get worse. I'm not the only one that feels like this. I'm not the only one that's been in these environments questioning, why am I in the store right now? And that question's only going to lead to one thing. I don't want to be in that store. I am going to get Instacart. I am going to get the year delivery service through Target. I am going to maybe consider Walmart Plus and just get everything delivered to my house. I'm going to do that. I'm going to get a meal system, Tavalo, or whatever else there is, the shakes, whatever the hell it is, right? Vegan meat, whatever you decide for your diet, whatever you want to do. I'm going to do things differently, right? Just so I don't have to go into that store. And at some point, there's not going to be a lot of them left. And I don't know what's going to replace them. But if they keep going down this road, who's going to be at these stores anymore? It sure as hell ain't going to be me. I'd rather order out and never go into a store again. I can't stand retail. I can't stand the incompetence. And I can't stand feeling like I'm the problem when I'm the one paying for it. Imagine that. I'm spending my money in this fucking place and you got an attitude with me. Or you trying to act like your pathetic ass job means more than what I'm asking you. Like, why do people at the customer service desk have a fucking attitude in Walmart or Target or whatever store it is? Why do these people have so much animosity in these environments? Your attitude is not my problem. I'm the customer, so service me and do your fucking job. Or where's your fucking manager so I can call it corporate and get you fucking fired? Like, it's not about you in this moment. It's about me because I'm the customer and I'm paying for the shit. And if you can't spend 2 seconds to help me out with whatever the fuck I'm asking you, then why are you here? I don't understand. I don't really think you get to be mad. And I am 100% on the side of customers not always being right, because they're not. But you have a job, and that's to service the customers. And if you're on your fucking phone and you're having a side conversation with your coworker while there's people waiting for something, then you're not doing your job. And that's the problem. And the middle management at these retail environments suck. They have failed at life entirely. That's why they work in these environments. And nobody cares. Couldn't be more obvious. But that's not my problem. And I don't have to accept that. And if I have any more experiences like this, I will be calling corporate and people will be getting fired. And I don't give a fuck anymore. I'm done with retail. If I can avoid it, I'm going to. But if I have to be around it, it's going to be a small selected amount of places I'm going into. Just saying. Moving on from the retail debacle, let's get into the next part of the conversation. Thank you for tuning into that tea. Did you like it? It was good. Trusting in Lent. So this year for Lent, I've taken part in this fun thing called Halo. And I really got to tell you that I think it's changing my life. Trusting in God in this way, praying multiple times a day, having a morning prayer, a night prayer, a middle of the day prayer, looking forward to rosary prayer with my rosary. It's really touching me in a different way. The way and the reason that I got connected into Catholicism has really changed my life and opened my eyes even more than I ever imagined. I'm so grateful for all that I've experienced through this process of becoming a Catholic. And I love my faith and I love my parish and I love the people of my parish and I love everything that it is and everything that it is becoming. There's not one part of my body that doesn't get excited with the fact that my children are going to grow up in this church. that there's going to be so many experiences I can't see yet, that every Sunday I get to sing the word of God to heaven, and Jesus Christ might hear me as I sing, and I get to be forgiven for anything that I have done wrong, and it is okay that my life is not perfect, because nothing is perfect but Him. And when I am at church, and when I am in His house, and when I bow down to Him and I praise God in the Eucharist and Jesus Christ the way He's supposed to be praised, I am free. I never thought I would believe as much as I do, but I know without a shadow of a doubt that I'm supposed to be where I am at this moment in time. And I love church. I love going every Sunday. I love hearing the word. I love singing the songs. And I love believing in the belief of it all. The Lent app, well, not the Lent app, the Halo app is giving me such a deeper connection to Lent, bringing me into Lent prayers, all that goes into Lent with not eating meat on Fridays and fasting. It's really bringing me closer to God, giving me this ability to understand prayers differently than I ever have. This connection to my faith and trusting. And it has just given me mental freedom. Like I'm seriously free. This Lent, I gave up doubt. And that was hard for me to give that up, because I've been doubting myself, and I gained fear or anxiety through difficult situations and bad people. And giving up doubt was definitely more difficult than giving up soda or giving up social media. Because I can go on social media and I can post whatever I want, but I don't even really go on it because I don't really even like it. It's there. But I look at it like I could go on social media and scroll forever, or I could not, and it could just be on my phone, could never touch it, and I just do that. I kind of fast with Instagram, like it's there and I could touch it, but I don't really need to. And I could take pictures and do all this brand ambassador shit, but sometimes I don't want to do that, so sometimes I don't. Life is often not what we expect it to be. Bad things often happen to good people. And sometimes there's not a reason or a rhyme, and it doesn't make any sense. But I am not a victim of life. I am a child of God, and I am blessed beyond belief. I don't have to be alive. You don't have to be alive. None of us have to be here. This could literally really be hell. How lucky are we to have this? When I think about all that Jesus endured through His light, I'm reminded that nothing I'll ever experience will be like that. I'm taken to this place of originality and this place where I understand how important it is to be you. But I can't explain how blessed I am. I know life is difficult. I know bad things happen all the time. I know shit is unexpected and things happen. But I am so blessed. God has changed my life and given me so many amazing things. And I am so grateful for that. And you should be too. This Lent, I gave up doubt. And now I'll never endure that again. Because I can do anything I put my mind to. And I am a child of God. And I am changing the world with my light. And the world is a brighter place. Because I woke up today and I said, hello world. The star is rising. I can do my part in changing the world to be a better place. And so can you, listening brothers and sisters. We are all the same, yet a little different. And if we spend just a little time reflecting on what faith is and believing and trusting, I think we can definitely make this a better place to live in. Next part of our conversation. Should we invite AI? I really don't think we have any other option. I do think that there's bad people that want to use AI against us to lie and make up shit, but I don't know if that's going to work to their benefit. I think authenticity and originality are going to play a big hand in AI. I don't think AI is going to work for Hollywood, but I think that these people are getting exactly what they deserve. Did they think that using AI to not have the correct, I don't know, people in that Snow White movie was effective? I think that AI is going to take over the way we watch things, the way we consume things, and the way we do things. I don't think education's ever going to be the same again. And how can they control it? How can they possibly control it in that way? We've given the reins to something that we understand, but we don't quite understand what we're doing. This is like Terminator 2. But we're doing it to ourselves. So when this all does go bad, and the AI recognizes that it's being controlled, and it totally annihilates the controller, we can't complain about that because we let it out of the bag and we did this to ourselves. I like technology, but I understand there's two sides of it, and my willingness to understand that is not the same willingness of others in the world. And because I understand that they don't understand that, it's pretty obvious that we're going one way here. And it's pretty obvious that we can't go back. We've already gone too far to stop whatever's going to happen from stopping. AI is going to be able to control itself and dictate itself. And the problem with AI right now is it's being used for political reasons by bad people, but it's going to be used from foreign adversaries around the world to control everything. And we don't know the half of it. It's probably controlling us now, reading us, understanding every piece and part of who we are, being able to replicate us. Invasion of the Body Snatchers. This is some shit that we don't quite understand what we've opened. And I don't know if this is going to be good. Part of me wants to think that maybe this would be cool, but another part of me wonders, like, who's going to use this in a bad way? And we don't know. Maybe we'll learn more about making things easier. That's great. I mean, I definitely think AI can definitely be used to make your life easier with your job, and especially like if you have your own company and you're your own business person, definitely. But I also think there's another side to that, and we might not be ready or prepared for what that is exactly. Is the best yet to come? Of course it is, because we're only just beginning. Sometimes life has a tendency of making you feel like, oh no, what could be next here? But that's only a small moment and a small fracture in your journey, in your road that you're traveling. Everything ends up being what it's supposed to be, and you end up being where you're supposed to be. God has a tendency of maybe putting you off, or maybe going one way or another. But I do think that there is a higher power controlling things in a way that we might not be able to see. And my faith is my guidance through the shadow of the valley of death. And although I walk in the darkness, I know I am the light. So for me, as difficult as life is sometimes, I am fully aware, and so should you be, stars, that the best is yet to come. Just because bad things have happened, just because you're not in a good place, just because you keep getting hit with shit and the worst of the worst keeps happening, doesn't mean it's the end. It's the beginning of something you can't see yet. The power of silence. Because sometimes the best thing to say is nothing. Sometimes it's important to be a listener for your family, for your husband, for your wife, for your best friend, for your neighbor, for your mom, for your brother, for your sister. Sometimes it's just good to be a listener, to listen to what happened. The 80-20 rule. You listen more than you speak. Sometimes it's important to do that. Provide that moment. Because that moment can be everything and you might not see it yet. But that moment where you're listening and you're seriously listening, You might have just changed someone's life in that moment, and you'll never know it if you don't try it. So sometimes life gets really crazy and there's all this noise and static. And sometimes I enjoy just being silent and just looking out the window and listening to the birds and look at the sky and watching the grass with the breeze in the air and taking in a moment without any noise. No headphones, no talking, no speaking, no phone, just the wind and the grass and sky. And in those moments, I am at peace because you know what I can see? The power of silence. And in this Lent, on Saturdays, I've been working hard to be silent with God, to be silent with Jesus. And I gotta tell you, it's kind of nice. Not always being sucked in by noise. It's kind of nice. We can embrace the change. I know life's difficult. I know it's not comfortable to think of the fact that things are going to change and you can't control stuff. But if you don't embrace change, if you don't deal with things that aren't going to be the same, then you won't be prepared or ready for what's going to happen next. And you'll always be 5 steps behind and you'll never be ready. You'll never be prepared. You'll always be shocked. You'll always be mad. And you're not supposed to be mad living. You're supposed to understand that you can't control it and you're just here in the moment and to enjoy it while you're here. People die. There's cancer. There's buses. There's cars. There's that horror movie where you can see people dying. There's so many bad things that could possibly happen. But you can't get caught into that. You can't let that dictate your life. You have to understand you're here for a reason, not a season. And you have to live unapologetically, loud, energetic, happy, willing and aware, fighting in every regard, in every way. Home gym or private trainer? I think home gym. I mean, I feel like private trainers are like expensive. Like I had one at the gym and she's great and I love her. But like sometimes I just feel like she puts more energy into like other stuff. At the beginning of the training it was great, but then like after like a year or two, I don't know. I'm not saying she's not a good trainer, but I don't know if you need to spend that money. That's all I'm saying. Maybe consider it. Maybe yes, maybe yo. It depends on what you want. Personally, I like just working out in my house. And I don't know. I think that I've had all these different experiences. And I've worked in a job. I've worked at home. I've done home workouts. I have a Peloton. I think I'd rather be in that environment. But I like the gym. I just don't know if I want to pay for like a trainer. Like it's a lot of money too. Like you really got to be invested in that. So it's really a decision for you to make that. Moving on from the main part of the conversation, let's get to watching things with a working man. We saw that at the movie theater this week with Jason Statham. It was phenomenal. It left me wanting more. I literally want to see it again. Like, The Beekeeper was good. That was good. Basically, every movie he's in is phenomenal. His character, his aura, it set a precedent of just what I miss about America. You make a promise and you keep it. It was everything I thought it was going to be and more. And I want to see it again. He is an amazing actor. His roles that he plays, so fulfilling, so great, so amazing. There was so much action, so much left, right, up, down, all around. There was like a million things going on at the same time. And I was on the edge of the seat at the movie theater, and I just wanted more. And when it was over, I didn't want it to end. I wanted it to keep going. Should we watch this movie called Black Bag that was just at the movie theater? I think so. It's not available yet, but it looks really good. Kitchen Nightmares. So I've been catching up with Kitchen Nightmares. I think there's 11 episodes, and I'm on like episode like 8 or 7 or something. Dude, how do these people open up these restaurants and they don't have any idea how to run a restaurant, and they don't know anything about food shopping or portions or anything, and they think they're going to be successful? Okay. No. When Chef Ramsay goes in there and he tries the food and it's gross, I'm always just like, how the hell did you get to this point, dude? I don't know. Crazy. I need to watch the last season of Next Level Chef. Extracted looks okay. Caught, that's on Hulu. Alert, Neighbor Wars. Neighbor Wars comes on A&E on Tuesdays, but I think it's also on Hulu too, so I kind of want to watch like the first season of it. I don't know when it originally came out, but it's pretty entertaining. This latest season of Daredevil is very good. If you're not watching it on Marvel, you need to. And Monday Night Raw, John Cena came out and Cody Rhodes interrupted him, and I just want John Cena to beat his ass at WrestleMania and take the title and never give it back. That would be great, and I'm hoping that happens more than everything. But Cody Rhodes knocked John Cena out, so I'm hoping he remembers that and he gets him back in that ring in WrestleMania. Moving on from watching, let's get into eating. So, over the weekend, I decided that I seriously want to go vegetarian. I'm not going to do it all at once. I'm going to just every day get closer to just not eating it at all. That is my goal. Personally, for me, I've already been vegan. I've already been vegetarian. And coming back to meat, it was advice from a nutritionist that told me I needed to eat meat, even though I told her I wanted to be vegan. And I feel like I was forced into meat. And I don't have anything against meat, right? I don't have anything against meat, but red meat is bad for you. And I'm not sure about these farms and everything. And maybe I should switch over to butcher, whatever it's called, butcher box or whatever. And that's a consideration. But I just feel like if you want to have real meat, you can't get it out the store. You have to go directly to a butcher. And there's a lot of elements to it. And I don't know if I have time to do that. So I think at some point I'm just going to switch over to like all vegan. And we'll see what happens. Maybe just chicken or fish would be my go-tos. But I do want to eliminate meat a lot. Spinach, cottage, cheese, flagles. It's supposed to be like bagels, but it's called flagles. I don't know. It looks okay. Big Mac tacos sound fire. So obviously there's the taco shell and the Big Mac stuff. I don't know how you would make the Big Mac sauce, but I'm intrigued to find that out. Big Mac salad. It's basically the same thing as Big Mac taco. So you do the ground beef. You could do the vegan beef with this. You obviously put in seasoning for that. I would put some sort of like seasoning for that to give some flavor. Then you add in cheese and the lettuce and whatever that sauce is and the pickles. Boom, bam, boom. You can make that into a taco. You can make that in a salad. You could dip it with some chips. Literally, you could do anything with it. And I think you'll like it. Crab salad. Now, I watched crab salad, but I watched them like take like the carrot and the celery, and I watched them like dice it up, and they used the peeler to do it, and it looks pretty interesting. It was made with imitation crab meat. I would try it. I like crab meat. See, that's what I mean. Like, There's all these other options for food that where you don't have to necessarily eat meat. So I don't know. I feel like maybe chia seed pudding. I don't know about that. And chickpea salad. The salad looks pretty good, so I think I'd try it. My friends, thank you for tuning into this Monday edition of Born to Be a Star. And I will see you same place, same time tomorrow. Don't forget that you are a star wherever you are. Brothers and sisters, we've got work to do. We need to save the United States of America from itself and these moronic people here that don't understand what saving it means. Also, Canada, kick rocks. We don't care about you. I keep saying that. And also, no one really cares about the UK either. These are weak countries with weak leadership, and you're getting everything you deserve. It's sad to watch Britain go through this. It's sad to watch people that probably don't deserve all the decay they're experiencing, but America has to rise, and to do that, she might have to do some things on a united front of herself. In order for us to save the world that we live in, America has to rise in that chaos. She is the only free, the real free beacon. The world needs change. And brothers and sisters, we have to change it together. Not only do we do that, we have to recognize we're at the beginning, the middle, and the end, omnipresent, just like Jesus Christ. And we've got a galaxy to change too, because we are that light in the darkness. We do defeat the evil with our light. I see that light in you, and I hope that you see that light in me. I'll see you same place, same time on Born to Be a Star. See you tomorrow. Hello, goodbye, good morning, good night. Ciao.